Opening tip's going to be won by Jordan here in Bengaluru. Game day 11 of the 2023 FIBA World Cup qualifiers. Straight away, India dropping into a 1-3-1 zone. You don't see it that often, but it can be a very strong zone. But straight away, Jordan look to punish India where they can, and Bazai stepping in, draining the three. That is the risk you run, putting a zone onto the floor. First shot of the game is off target, but the rebounding battle eventually falls to Tucker. Tucker unleashes the transition, and it's Ibrahim with the quick score and an early 5-0 start to the game for Jordan. That is exactly what Coach Al Sous was asking for. He was asking for energy from the start. That's what he's given from his team. Oh, nice pass. Oh, and the flush. Big left-hander, Meena. Sliding through the lane. That's a nice way to get the game underway for India. They drop back into this zone. Tucker looking for options. Bazai almost stolen away, only knocked out of bounds though by Rawat. There's the little cut to the basket, and there's the big left-hand hammer. Smart play by Piyush Meena. Tucker, another three ball. Tucker, an absolute phenom on the international stage. India trying to run a bit of transition to create some easy opportunities, but the layup is missed. That time by Rawat. First foul of the game. Called on Muthukrishnan. And stolen away. And he just drops it in with ease. And this is one aspect of India's game that has definitely improved over the last 12 months. Their on-ball defense, the pressure they apply to teams is much greater than it has been. Al-Dwairi goes to the old school right-hand hook. Doesn't pay off for him this time though. Muthukrishnan hands it off now. Rawat. Sometimes this is where India do struggle offensively. Hafiz, though, will take it all on his own shoulders and drop the three. India back within one. Mohammad Shea to Al-Dwairi. He puts it down. Always good to see players like Al-Dwairi turn up for the national team. Such a big name, a household name in Jordan. No real surprise. Rawat's going to have to come back out. They're going to have to put the three up from a long way out. Shot clock was almost expired. Foul will be called on Rawat. Muthukrishnan with the missed three on the wing, but didn't really have a choice as India just had struggled to create anything offensively. India now drop into a matchup man defense. Al-Dwairi back-to-back dunks for him. There's a double-double for dunks. Al-Dwairi is on his way. Big smile on his face. A little bit too easy for him right now. I'm sure Coach Matic will be calling out his bigs to be a bit more physical. Meena hands it back to Hafiz. Hafiz, little hesitation fake inside to Meena. Doesn't get the score first time, goes a second though, and does the second time. That's 23 years of age, Piyush Meena. And every game he plays at this level will help him grow and become a better player. Ibrahim, too heavy. Rebound pulled in. Mohammad Shea is fouled. Jordan's lead at 3. A little under 4 minutes into the game. Here's the pass to Mohammad Shea. He hands it off, and Al-Dwairi throws down the first of his two dunks. Here comes the second. Nice and easy, big man, with the right-hander again. Hamrashay hits the first of his two. Just 54% from the free throw line in these qualifiers. Was part of the 2019 roster as well. Averaged just shy of 4 points and over 2 rebounds a game in the World Cup in China. Jordan finished 28th in China. I want to improve on that, that's for sure, when they make it to the World Cup later this year. World Cup being hosted in the Philippines, Japan and Indonesia. Those teams that have qualified will have to wait to see which of those countries will be their homes for the group stage. Nice little handle there from Moin Baik Hafiz, but couldn't get the jumper to roll. A little bit flat on the release. Oh, what a pass from Ibrahim. A little bit low though for Al-Dwairi. Oh, Euro step to the basket. Foul's going to be called on Al-Hamrashay. Matthew will head to the line. Oh, in fact, sorry, Nayak will head to the line. Had a good game in the reverse of this fixture. Notched up 15 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. It's his first point of the game, but unable to make the second free throw. He is only shooting 65% from the free throw line across his 2 previous qualifiers. Inside, Al-Dwairi draws the foul, and Mina really left with no option. You either gift Al-Dwairi his 3rd dunk of the game, or you give him a little bit of a forearm in the back and ease him off the baseline. India will make a change as Dagar will come in. Out of the action goes Muthukrishna. At the line, Al-Dwairi. First of his 2 is good. He's had a double-double in 3 previous World Cup qualifiers. Gets them both from the free throw line. He's averaging almost 13 points a game across the 7 previous games, and it looks like he's going to increase that average here today if the first quarter's anything to go by. Al-Dwairi already up to 6 points. Hafiz, little step back, but a little bit light on the shot. Ibrahim now to Al-Dwairi, draws the double team, kicks it to the corner, wide open. Bazai cannot get it. Shot clock expires, but they'll get a fresh 14. Al-Dwairi looks to go to that right hand again, but off target. Oh, that is a great pass. Splits the Jordanian defense right down the middle, and an easy 2 for Nayak. A little bit of confusion, I think, with the shot clock, which is what Coach Al-Sous is slightly frustrated with. Deep down, he'll be very happy that his team will be at the World Cup. He'll already in his mind be planning and plotting for how his team are going to approach it. I'm sure he's already thinking about rosters. Jordan have a pretty consistent, stable roster, which certainly plays to their favor. The vast majority of the players you see here on show for Jordan today were at Asia Cup last summer. Yeah, all with the exception of Fadi Karmash. He wasn't there, the 20-year-old, but everyone else was. So don't expect a very different roster than you see here today turn up at the World Cup later this year. Sideline possession for Jordan. Ibrahim now brings it up over the half. One of the real firecrackers for Jordan. He'll draw the foul with a little bit of a hot handle to get himself the lane. And Ibrahim heads to the free throw line. Been a part of the Jordanian national team for such a long time. Broke through at a young age. 26 years old now, Freddie Ibrahim. Averaging over 9 points and almost 7 assists a game. He's played in every single qualifier for Jordan. One of only 2 players to have done so. Ibrahim and Hamel Shea are the two that have been there every step of the way in these qualifiers, and you have a feeling their names will almost for sure be on the 12 heading to the World Cup. Nayak now. For India, hands it off to Dagar. Dagar has it stripped away, but the foul will be called on Ibrahim. Aryan is part of it now. Gets the big rebound. He'll go against Al-Dwairi, but Al-Dwairi is just too strong. Long rebound to India. India with another opportunity. This time it's C.J. Matthew who comes up a little off target. But you cannot question India's hustle. They give it everything for 40 minutes. Just a lack of experience at times lets them down, particularly on the offensive end. Not such a concern on the defensive side of things. They could absolutely tighten things up. They're shipping about 90 points a game, but just they're a little bit naive offensively, don't necessarily play the cleanest of team basketball. They sometimes get a little bit stuck and a little bit stagnant. As Al-Dwairi is back to the free throw line, takes his personal tally to 7 alongside 4 rebounds. Certainly looks like he's on his way to another double-double here today in Bengaluru. Dagar now looking for options. Hafiz curls around the screen, and it's that play that sums it up for me. A lot of hard work, and then Hafiz just lacks the concentration and the aggression to finish the way he needs to at this level. Ibrahim brings it over the half in the dusky pink sneaks today. Ibrahim for 3. Oh, nails it. String music from the top for Freddie Ibrahim. Just like that, Jordan's lead is out for double digits. Highest lead of the game. Hafiz, step back 3 off target. Tucker now, 3-on-2 break. Tucker's just gonna go straight at them. Gets the roll. Tucker up to 5 points, and that pushes Coach Matic into a timeout. His team trail by 12 now. A little under 3 minutes left in this first quarter. Here's the Ibrahim 3. Big screen by Al-Dwairi. India have to fight over those screens a lot harder than that. Too passive at times, but to a certain degree, that's the youngster in them. Let's head into this Indian huddle and listen to Coach Matic.
Stops and at the beginning of the game. Listen, at the beginning of the game, we make stop, score. We can't do that. We need to make kids. We need to make 3 stops in a row. And then we can go. On offense, we keep playing pick and roll, keep seeing the holder. We're getting a lot of good looks. See the shooters, we're shooting well. Keep it up. Keep it the same way, same energy, okay? We know, I told you that before the game. We're not going to win the first 5 minutes by 30. We're gonna take us step by step, make the lead bigger. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Calming timeout from Coach Matic. It's just step by step as we see the opening play of the game. Zai nailing the 3. But India also came back strong. That was the big early dunk from Meena. There's the steal for Muthukrishnan. And the 3 ball for Hafiz. And India certainly can when they bring it together and play at their optimum level. I've seen it numerous times. They can run with a lot of teams at the highest level of Asian basketball. It's just their ability to bring that consistency. They need to put it together for 30+ minutes. That's what's going to get them a win at Asia's top table of basketball. Nayak. Dagar. Playing his first qualifier. Harsh Dagar, an 18-year-old. Now to Tucker. Feeds the post. Al-Dwairi draws the triple team. Tucker now. Back to Al-Dwairi. Quick spin move. Oh, that's a big foul. Almost instantly, as soon as Al-Dwairi takes possession, a triple team collapses on him. Arian just not able to contain him right now. Look at the spin from the big man. In fact, almost the entire Indian 5 collapsed down into the paint to stop him. Third trip to the free throw line for Ahmed Al-Dwairi. This is both the free throws this time. Rebound pulled down by India. They'll bring it back the other way. And for me, a little bit of transition is needed now for India. They need to get out, use their advantage, and their advantage is their youth. They can run for 40 minutes. Dal Tucker, 34 years old. Al-Dwairi, 29. And there's the big man again. Dunk number 3 for Al-Dwairi. Dal Tucker with the feet. And Jordan starting to move towards cruise control right now here in Bengaluru. Hafiz moves it back out. Wide open on the wing, but too heavy for Sandhu. Ibrahim, little hesitation dribble inside to Al-Dwairi, trying to bully Arian, and does. Al-Dwairi, an absolute monster day so far, 11 points for him, and we're not even 9 minutes into the game. 22 points was his qualifiers high. That was against New Zealand. Travelling violation is going to be called here against India. As they really start to rock, Al-Dwairi will head to the bench. A much earned rest. Just pure strength there. That's what won him the 2 points in that situation. Zai, elbow jumper, in and out. Hussein into the game and instantly looks to try and grab an offensive board. Sandhu will come back to the top though as India look to try and set their offense up. Krishnan out to the wing. That's an air ball from Nayak. Tucker looks to go to the scoop. Al-Dwairi doing a great job so far. 11 points for him, 4 rebounds in his first stint. Tell me he's not going to be a double-double at the end of the game unless Coach Al-Sous keeps him on the bench for most of it. It's almost in the books as Nayak heads to the bench for India. Rawat comes back in. Hussein now off the glass for the 2. Sandhu, oh, what a crossover against Tucker. That is a very, very smart handle from Sandhu to get the points. For me, that's what India need to do as we get to the final 10 seconds of the first quarter. Transition is their friend. They want to push the pace. Hussein fades away on the baseline. A little bit too much, and that will be the end of the action here in Bengaluru for the first quarter. Game day 11 here in Group E, the final game of the day in Group E. And at the end of the first quarter, it's India 14, Jordan 30. Here are some of the stats from that first quarter. No real surprise, Jordan dominating the rebounding battle, 15-9 already, and 9 assists for their 30 points. Coach Al-Sous will be happy to see those statistics and happy to see that his team haven't just gone into cruise control. Here are some of the highlight plays from the first quarter, many of them coming from the men in black. Jordanian team have looked good again, but Mina looked good early on with that little backdoor cut on the left-handed flush. But India at times has struggled. Pressure and pace are key for them to get back into this game. But the young side at the moment are being put to the sword by the Falcons from Jordan. They found out earlier today with New Zealand beating Saudi Arabia that they would be at the World Cup later this year. They don't have to win today's game against India. Their place at the World Cup is already secure, so pressure off for the Jordanian team, but they still want to get the job done. There's Tucker with the handoff and another flush for Al-Dwairi, this time the two-hander. And he has had a very, very strong first quarter. If you have your phone handy, get it out now. Scan that QR code, it'll take you to Courtside 1891. If you like your basketball live, then Courtside 1891 is the one for you. Stream, schedules and scores, tons on there. Definitely worth a subscription. Make sure you sign up to Courtside 1891. Second quarter action underway here in Bengaluru. India will get things underway, and they struggled in that first quarter. They trail by 16 after 10 minutes. Aryan now looking to come back to the top. Penultimate qualifier for both of these teams. Both of them know their fate already. For India, they're still looking for their first win in these qualifiers. They've pushed some teams close. They haven't quite got across the line for the win just yet. As for Jordan, they know they're going to be at the World Cup later this year, and this now becomes one of those games that helps them build towards that. Hafiz, down low, does a good job, and the finish isn't there. Going back, Hafiz must be frustrated. He's done that several times already in today's game. The hard work of getting to the basket, getting the open shot, and just not quite executing the finish. Bazai now to Tucker as India sit in a 2-3 zone. They've rocked a 1-3-1. They're now into a 2-3. Bazai, little shot fake, sidestep. Three ball goes up as the shot clock was expiring. That will be a Jordan ball on the baseline. They'll get a fresh 14 to go at as Hashem Abbas knocks it out of bounds. Tucker now, look to shoot it, but the defense closed out on him. He'll take it the second time round. Off left, rebound pulled down by Rawat. Drive to the basket, it's come off his knee. That'll be a turnover from Muthukrishnan. Coach Matic asking for a little bit more on-ball pressure than they're offering at the moment, and I have to agree with him. The advantage that India have is that youth on their side. Yes, they may lack experience at this level, but they need to chase. They need to use every ounce of speed and agility that they have. Tucker steps in, nice little pass to the corner. Oh, and the three ball from the corner pocket. Hashem Abbas. I like the increase in pace here for India, but now they settle back into the half-court offense. They need to find a little bit of success in the half-court offense. Sandhu, though, will get the heavily contested three away. Sandhu looking good right now. Just his third of the qualifiers, averaging 7 points a game. Already 5 here. Nice little form on that stroke as well. Love the slow-mo. Little pinky flicking out. Jordan's lead, though, still at 16 with 2 minutes gone here in the second quarter. That one's too heavy. That's come off Rawat's hand, though, so it'll be Jordan ball on the baseline. That time, Al-Hendi a bit too heavy-handed with the three. As we see Rawat head to the bench. Into the game comes Nayak. Hussain just bullies some space into the paint. That one's going to be out of bounds as Abu Hawass did not establish himself in court before he grabbed the ball. And I like to see a little bit more aggression there from India, trying to defend their own paint, trying to restrict the space that Jordan have to operate down low. Hafiz, spin move. Hands it off to Arian. The pass wasn't quite on target though, and there's the transition. This is going to be an easy score. Abu Hawass throws it down with the two hands. Nayak to Sandhu. Sandhu trying to shake Bazai. Throws a poor pass, and that one's dropped out of bounds by Nayak. Trying to claim Nayak should have cut to the basket. I'm not sure a no look behind the head pass is what Coach Matic was looking for from Sandhu. Oh, wow. That is a crossover from Bazai. Perfect. Abu Hawass now to Al-Hendi. Jordan will go again, fluid ball movement, and the three for Bazai, his second of the game. And you have to take your hat off and tip it to Jordan. They've played a few phases of beautiful team offense, really fluid, cohesive basketball. Another one off target by India. Abu Hawass now looking at just beat his way to the basket under so much pressure from Dagar all the way to the basket. Couldn't get the score, Abu Hawass, but he will head to the free throw line. 81% free throw shooter, Abu Hawass. For me, really one of the differences for Jordan at the Asia Cup in the summer last year. When he was on the floor, they certainly looked more of a threat. Gets the second to drop. Jordan's lead now up to a very comfortable 23 points. Coach Al-Sus will be happy with what his team have done so far. Another turnover for India as Jordan just swamped the paint. Al-Hendi wide open, three, rains it home. Another timeout will be called as Coach Matic burns his second. And final timeout of the first half. There's the Al-Hendi three off the Ibrahim pass. And Jordan slip into cruise control here in Bengaluru. Let's jump into the huddle, hear what Coach Matic has to say to his team.
Where you want to give it? Where is nobody? You're four. CJ Matthew for him. Wait, five. Don't need all time here. Give a pass to the other side or give a pass here. Give me time out, yeah, but I time out, I call time out. You are not giving time out, yeah, but what is it? What is it? That is the 5. And then ready now in the zone. And it's 1 and 9.
A little bit of confusion here at the moment that the officials are just trying to sort out. They're going to the replay just to look through the issue. Coach Matic trying to get his team to take some information on board right now. And he certainly needs them to. They trail 26 here on their home floor. And it has been such an impressive start to the game for Jordan. That's the 3 from Al-Hendi. I think it was just the clock kept on running even though the game had stopped. I think there's another 3 or 4 seconds to put back onto the game clock. I think that's what the officials are trying to look at. They're trying to look at the replay of when the basket goes in so they can claim it. Yeah, 6:07. Another 5 or 6 seconds potentially onto the shot clock, onto the game clock, sorry, for the second quarter. That was the issue they were trying to sort out. Looks like it will be sorted out now. And when we come back to the floor, India will take possession on the baseline. Good to see so many faces in the crowd enjoying this game, and popularity of basketball is certainly growing in India. And there's no real surprise every time they come to see a game. They see a tough young team trying to fight and grow and develop. And on the other end of the floor, they often see some real superstars as well going up against their team. So almost two shows for the price of one for the Indian fans here. Hafiz comes back out now to Tomar. Little backdoor cut, read well by Hussein though. Al-Hendi, almost an instant replay of the last three, nails another. My goodness. Ashraf Al-Hendi enjoying himself here today, shooting 33% prior to today's game from downtown. Tomar comes back to Sijin Matthew, to Arian. Stolen away. Quick, smart hands, and a little finger roll is good to go for Hashem Abbas. Timeout will be called here. There we go. Hustle back defense, to be fair, from India. The softest of finger rolls from Abbas is good for the two. There's the three for Al-Hendi. And almost autopilot right now for Jordan. Let's hear Coach Matic in his timeout.
Everybody, 3 points, nothing. That is whatever comes, they are not doing anything. That is, play now, you are 4. And then play all-time chess or play 3. In a 3, you are at this 4. Okay? And then 2.
Coach Matic just trying to make those small changes. It's all about incremental growth for this Indian team. For Jordan, it's about going out, and for each of these players now, it's about staking a claim to one of these jerseys for the World Cup later this year. Each player now knows that they want to be one of the 12 that gets to go to the big show. And potentially a big performance today will maybe get them penciled in at least onto the roster that Coach Al-Sous is considering. Jordan pick up the easy rebound on that air ball. Abbas slows it down to Abu Hawass. Much more intensity and aggression here from India. Ibrahim draws the foul from Dagar. Ibrahim will go to the free throw line for shots on that foul. 31-point lead now for Jordan. They really have blown this game wide open. 18-3 in this second quarter. That has been what Jordan have scored in the first little over 5 minutes. Ibrahim misses the first of his two. It's the second. Takes his tally up to 9 points now for Eddie Ibrahim. His best performance in the qualifiers was 17 against Indonesia. Jim Matthew hands it away, stolen by Jordan. Ibrahim now. Al-Hendi inside to Abbas. Abbas loses the handle for some reason. India tried to save it inbounds, even though it would have been their ball if it had just gone straight out of bounds. And that is the immaturity of the team. It was Mina with a slightly naive mistake. Hafiz uses the Mina screen. Singh, spin move, right hand off the glass. No good. Ibrahim floats up high. It looked like he had the ability to hover a little bit there as he ripped that one down. His first rebound of the game. Once that was Hussein's third. Abu Hawass, baseline drive. And that's almost a signature move for Amin Abu Hawass. Just finds a way to get around the flanks of the defense, drive along that baseline and float up with the softest of finger rolls. Hussein tries to cheat out and steal it away, instead forces the poor pass, and is stolen back though by Lokendra Singh. Into the corner, Muthu Krishnan for three, wide open. Oh, nice little soft putback tip from Piyush Meena. That's a tough skill. Flying up high, stands 2.6 meters. Softest of touches. Hussein puts the thunder down with the right hand. Gets them old bones up. Smile on his face as his teammates on the bench enjoyed that one. Baseline, nice pass to Meena, couldn't quite control it, will have to step back, but he gets another two. Back-to-back scores for Meena. 23-year-old has been one of the bright sparks for India so far in this game. 8 points for him now, alongside 3 rebounds, 4 from 5 from the field as well, so good efficiency. Ibrahim, 3-ball is good. Wow. Jordan putting on a shooting clinic right here, right now. Hafiz wants to cancel it out, he can't. Ibrahim goes for the reverse. The defense was all over him though. And it's gone a little bit scrappy here as the structure of the game starts to fall away a little. Foul's going to be called. That one on Singh. What a performance here by Jordan. They're going to make a couple of changes. Al-Hendi and Hussein are going to come out of the game. What a perimeter shooting show from Jordan. 8 from 14 from downtown, 57%. There's the soft touch though by Meena at the other end. Big man just floating through. Into the game has come Al-Ajdawi. Also in is Fadi Karmash, the 20-year-old, number 4. Yeah, both those players getting their first taste of the action today. A little over 90 seconds left now in this first half. Abbas, oh, that's a bullet pass. Fortunately, Al-Ajdawi couldn't get the score. Ibrahim will put the 3-ball up, but rare miss from Jordan. Oh, that's a hard hit to the floor. No call either way. I think that's the right decision from the officials. Abbas on the spin, draws the foul, earns himself a trip to the free-throw line. Bit of old school back to the basket on show there from Hashem Abbas. One of the younger players in the roster for Jordan, just 23 years old. And you have to give credit to Coach Al-Sous. He does have a nice balance to this roster, plenty of experience and veteran leadership, but also some younger players starting to come through. Al-Ajdawi, Hashem Abbas, both 23 years old. Karmash 20, so they're bleeding through some of the next generation of talent for Jordan as well. Backdoor cut by Meena. Bounces it out of bounds. It will be a Jordan ball. 1 minute and 5 seconds left in this. A slight confusion on the officials' table. That's been clarified and will be good to go. It'll be Jordan ball on the baseline again when we come back into the action. 44 seconds remaining in this first half as Hussein takes a seat, and here's the big man stretching out the old bones and throwing it down with the right hand. His teammates on the bench love that one. Little running right-hander. Hussein with 4 points in this first half, alongside 3 rebounds and 2 assists and 3 steals. Certainly putting in a big performance across the box score. Ibrahim now goes back door. Abu Hawass is fouled. That one's going to be called on CJ Matthew. There's the baseline drive, and there's the easy foul call for the officials. Splits the free throws, missing the first, making the second. Takes his personal tally up to 8. About a 10-second differential between the first half clock and the shot clock. Please kicks it to the wing. Shot goes up, but that one's way too heavy. Mina trying his hardest to bat it back in, but Abu Hawass has him sealed out. I think Coach Matic just slightly frustrated. First quarter, his team played relatively well. The second quarter, they've struggled. They've only put on 7 points whilst shipping 31 at the other end. Ibrahim now drives inside, off the glass. And that will be the end of the first half of action here in Bengaluru. Very good control from Freddie Ibrahim. See his frustration, not sure who that was aimed at. But either way, he will close out the action here in the first half in Bengaluru. Half-time score is India 21, Bengaluru 63, merits. Second half action underway here in the penultimate game in the Group E World Cup qualifiers in the Asia region. At the half, it's a huge lead for Jordan here as they lead 65-21 over India in Bengaluru. And Al-Dawari just extends out a little bit further on the opening play, also extending his tally. He's up to 13 points now. Joint top scorer with that man there, Freddie Ibrahim. Bazai kicks it out to the corner. Al-Dawari will come back to the top. Now into the low post. A double team will surely drop down to help Mina. It does, but Ibrahim's open for 3. Off target, and it's a pick your poison there for India. Do they double down and leave some shooters open? In this situation, they did, and it paid off. Unfortunately, going the other way, they weren't able to secure it. And that's just a misplaced pass by Jordan, and India will recover possession. There's the backdoor cut, and there's the rejection by Al-Dawari. Straight up, straight down, bats it away. Rawat now. Muthukrishnan off the glass, nice and high. Easy rebound for Al-Dawari. Baseline drive for Freddie Ibrahim. 15 points now for Ibrahim. An impressive first half for him. Rawat inside, Alian. And that might be one of the best offenses that India have run tonight. Patience, spacing, timing, and just crisp passing. And there's the keys to success for India. Can they keep replicating it though? Al-Dawari wants to hand it off to Ibrahim, but the defense is there. That was a bullet pass from the big man. Too much on that one. A smile between him and Bazai. I like the pass. Maybe a little bit too much hot sauce on it though. Krishnan inside. Alian loses it though. Ahama Shea hands it off. Al-Dwairi will come back out to Tucker. Tucker fakes the three. Nice little jab step. Gets locked down though. Great defense by India. All over him. Tucker looking for the foul, but nothing given. Al-Dwairi, what's the call? Foul's going to be called as Al-Dwairi ends up on the floor holding his left ankle. That's a worrying sign. Let's have a look at the replay. Yeah, just a reach in, pulled on the wrist rather than the ball. Hafiz. Al-Dwairi just hobbling a little bit. But he'll have some shots to come back to as he heads back to the free throw line again. Multiple visits in the first half. He's not the highest percentage free throw shooter. Shooting 54% across the qualifiers prior to today's game. Back at the line for the second though. This is the second as well. And he hobbles his way back over the half. He's not comfortable or happy. I think Coach Al-Sous is going to have to make the change. The logical move would be to bring Hussein in. Let's have a look at this replay. Tucker called for the blocking foul against Singh. Trying to take the charge, but I think Singh did just enough to get out the way. Heads to the free throw line himself, Lokendra Singh. Very short with that one as Al-Dwairi is just not comfortable on that left ankle. I think Jordan are going to make the change as Al-Dwairi hobbles to the bench. In fact, in his place will come Al-Najdawi. Singh does get the second to go though and gets India's scoring underway here in the second half. Ahama Shea now drives inside baseline. Al-Dwairi. Al-Najdawi is fouled hard, and India certainly have increased the level of aggression defensively. The physicality is increased here in the second half. You can't be too against that if you're Coach Matic or a fan of India. It's just making sure it's within control and it doesn't get out of hand. Al-Najdawi now gets the second to go. 10th of the Jordanian players to get points on the board. Hafiz back to Muthu Krishnan. Wow, that's a long, long way out for Muthu Krishnan to hit the three ball. And certainly a slightly brighter start to this second half than they had pretty much in the whole of the second quarter. They only scored 7 points in the second quarter. They already have 6 in this quarter. But Al-Najdawi back-to-back scores for him. Hafiz now, being guarded by Tucker. Trying to back his way to the basket. Going to fade away, draws the foul off Dar Tucker. Dar Tucker is entertaining pretty much every second that he's on the floor and certainly loves to play the game with a smile on his face. But he's caught with his hand in the cookie jar a little bit there. And India will head back to the free throw line. Hafiz. It's the first of his two. Moenbek Hafiz is one of those players that when he starts getting his rhythm, he really can score in a hurry. Had 16 against Lebanon, alongside 7 assists and 4 rebounds. India back into this 1-3-1 zone now. And I love the fact that straight away, super high IQ from Freddie Ibrahim and Dar Tucker. Facing the 1-3-1. A quick switch of play from the ball from the strong side to the weak side, and particularly into the corners. is where the weakness is for that 1-3-1 sit. Stolen away though. Freddie Ibrahim spills it up to Muthu Krishnan. Rawat to Singh, back to Rawat. That's going to be a travelling violation for Prashant Rawat. Jordan now coming back the other way. Bazai for three, rattles home another one. My goodness me. Bazai has looked phenomenal from outside in today's game. 3 from 5 from downtown for Sami Bazai. Hafiz drives in, tries to draw the contact, skips it to the weak side to Rawat. He's going to draw the foul. Heads to the free throw line for 3 shots. Hamashe called for the foul. Rawat short again with the free throw. Shot 83% prior to today's game, the 22-year-old. Misses the second. Freddie Ibrahim a little bit early on that one. Fouled in the act of shooting the three, so gets 3 shots, and all 3 of them come up way short. But Rawat, you have to give him credit, goes after the rebound himself and gets it. But the subsequent shot from Singh is off target, but he gets his own offensive rebound as well. And this is exactly what Coach Matic was talking about. This is a fight that he asked for from his team. That is the aggression that he wanted from his team, and they've certainly given him that in this third quarter. They've already scored 7 points in the third quarter. That's all they scored in the second. Only halfway through this quarter. Corner 3. Hafiz with the string music. Tucker now up over the half. Hamashe drives inside, has to come back out. Tucker will take the 3, draw the foul! 4-point play, Dar Tucker. It was like time stood still when he let go of that one. We're all waiting to see if it landed. It did. And he heads to the free throw line with a chance of the golden ticket, the 4-point play. There's the drive from Hamashe, kicks it out. Tucker at the line for the bonus, and he makes full of that opportunity. 4-point play for Dar Tucker. 47-point lead now for Jordan. Rawat comes back to Hafiz. Muthu Krishnan is left open, and he's going to make them pay. India struggled a little bit in the first half from downtown. Starting to find their form in the second half. Got their sightlines in here in Bengaluru. Ibrahim off the glass. Rawat rebound, 3-on-2 break now for India. On the trail, travelling violation on Rawat. Once again, India doing everything perfectly, but just let down by the finish. Let's have a look at the replay. Yeah, it's the right call. Not enough concentration on the footwork there for Prashant Rawat. Bazai being harassed by Lokendra Singh. Tucker for 3. A little heavy with that attempt. Maybe he needed someone hanging off his arm for him to be able to hit the 3 ball there. That one's been batted out of bounds by Jordan, so it'll be a baseline ball for India. A couple of changes as Tucker and Ibrahim head to the bench for Jordan. Into the game comes Al-Hendi and Abu Hawas. Muthu Krishnan, no good with that 3. Bazai kicks it out. And Al-Hendi was open, but nothing doing this time. Oh, that's a nice pass. Muthukrishnan skips across the lane. He'll get it back in the corner. Wide open corner pocket. 3! Arvind Muthukrishnan, 22-year-old, starting to make it rain here in Bengaluru. Bazai fouled by Lokendra Singh. That 3 ball taking India up to 37 points, and Coach Matic will be much happier. His team have actually outscored Jordan in this third quarter, 16-15. And it's these steps that Coach Matic will be talking about. Taking every possession as it comes, taking every quarter as 0-0 on the scoreboard, and just setting those small milestones. Let's take a quarter off Jordan in this game. Let's take 2 quarters off someone else in another game. These are the achievable milestones that will build this program here in India. And that is exactly what Coach Matic is doing. They might not have the numbers in the win column, but as a program they are developing. Muthukrishnan gets the roll off the glass as Aryan was waiting to try and bat it back in. It's 13 points now for Muthukrishnan, leading Indian scoring. Bazai for 3, too heavy. Rebound for Singh. Nice little hesitation. Almost throws it away though. Into the corner, Singh, too heavy. Rebound, Dagar gets the score, and you can feel the crowd now starting to get into this game. They're seeing the fight that Matic was asking for, showing on the floor. And that is exactly what the Indian fans want. They want to see their team battle hard. That's what the team are giving them right now. Al-Hendi has it stolen away. Lokendra Singh off the foot though of Al-Najdawi. So it will remain India ball. Coach Al-Sous looking on, and he won't be too happy with how his team have performed today. Yes, they've got their qualification spot secured. Yes, they had a huge lead at the half, but he wants them to stay focused, stay engaged, and look to dominate every second of every game. That's what true champions do. They don't take any minutes off in a game. They push for the full 40. That's what he's asking his team to do now, re-engage the gears. Dagar will come back out to the hot hand, Muthukrishnan. Puts up the 3, gets another one to go. And Coach Al-Sous is going to call a timeout. Muthukrishnan putting on a one-man show here in Bengaluru. And that is the kind of success India are looking for. Even that little win of pushing your opponents into a timeout is a big step forward for this Indian team. We're going to head into the huddles, listen to what coaches have to say.
Number 10 to put them back a little bit, 16 points. Come on, we need to stop him. We switch, but we switch hard. Come on, he's not going to beat Caleb. With Caleb, we switch hard, compete with him. Come on, learn from it. On offense, we need to be strong with the ball. Don't be like soft with the ball. We turn over the ball because we're soft. We need to move it against the zone, move it hard, see hash on the high post now, put the ball in the high post, we go corner, and we play. Come on, let's go, play hard, come on, just relax, play together, move the ball, come on, we focus, we go. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
1, 2, 3. Let's go, guys, come on.
Exactly what was expected. Coach Al-Sous saying stop taking plays off. Muthukrishnan now up to 16 points off the back of a barrage of 3 balls. 3 of them in quick succession. And he's saying to his team, look, we switch hard. We don't give him space. He shouldn't be scoring those points on us. He's now asking his team to re-engage their defensive instincts and start chasing again. Al-Najdawi drives inside, draws the foul off Aryan. will head to the free throw line for shots. And just a case of trying to play defense with your arms rather than the footwork first.
He started before that want to do that.
Al-Ashdawi hits the first of his two. And he will be one of those players that potentially may be seen as on the fringes of this roster. He's one of those players that maybe not guaranteed a slot in the 12. And he will be using his opportunity today to try and fight for that. And he's doing a good job so far. 6 points and a little under 8 minutes on the floor. Provides a nice front court presence as well with Al-Dawiri and Hussein on the bench. Foul called, and Ariane will head to the free throw line for shots. Hadn't taken any free throws prior to today's game, and gets the sweet whip of the net as his reward. And 2 from 2 from the free throw for Ariane. Takes his tally now up to 4 points. Almost stolen away by India, and what a third quarter they've had. Just a minute left now on the third quarter clock. Abbas looking to back his way to the basket. Nice little jab step created the separation for the drive. Singh ends up clattering into the digital boards. And that will be possession to India. And apologies, we're having issues with the graphics at the moment. The score is 46 to India, 81 to Jordan. 47 seconds left here in the third quarter. Dagar now. Crosses over, tries to throw it inside to Ariane, but the pass has gone astray. Kamash now. Back at the top with possession. Foul will be called on Lokendra Singh. That will send Kamash to the line for shots. 20-year-old, also one of those players maybe on the fringes of this Jordan roster. Certainly will be part of the international team in years to come, but will he break through quick enough to make it to the World Cup 12 from Jordan for later this year? 2 from 2 from the free throw line for him. His first points of the game. About a 4-second differential between the third quarter clock and the game clock. Remember, it's India 46, Jordan 83 right now. Rawat, traveling violation to be called on him. That's a third travel violation on Rawat in this game. Really struggled with his footwork at times. Abbas throws it away. India will get an opportunity. That's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul. On Abu Hawass, just catching Lokendra Singh with his arm as Singh tries to go down the floor, and you have to give credit for Abu Hawass there. Straight away goes up to Singh and apologizes for catching him. But that will see India head to the line for shots and possession. Singh misses the first of his 2 free throws, though.
All the day, Tuesday after practice, to shoot
37-point lead for Jordan. 1.7 seconds left in this third quarter. It's India 46, Jordan 83. Apologies again for the issues that we're currently experiencing with the graphics on your screens. Those that are joining us, we are 1.7 seconds left in the third quarter. Catch and shoot. They get the tip, but they don't get the score. Smart play by Rawat, but he couldn't quite get the conversion for the points. At the end of the third quarter here in Bengaluru, it's India 46, Jordan 83.
The game of the third quarter, the score is India 46, Jordan
30 minutes in the book here in Bengaluru. A big lead for Jordan. They really did all the damage in the first half. But here are some of the best plays from that third quarter of action. And you have to give credit to India. They actually won that third quarter 25-20 against Jordan. The issue they had was they only scored 21 points in the entire first half. And that is what has put them on the back foot here in today's game. Just a little bit of context for you as well at this stage. Jordan found out earlier today that without bouncing a ball, without shooting a ball in anger, they have booked their spot at this year's World Cup, as New Zealand beating Saudi Arabia was all they needed. So the game today isn't about Jordan clinching qualification, as we see the 4-point play from Dar Tucker. The game today is about Jordan continuing to build towards a World Cup campaign now. And for India, it's about step-by-step progression as these young future superstars go up against some of the best in Asia. Ten minutes still left in the game here as we see Al-Dwairi improvising to keep his ankle elevated, using a couple of bins. That's a smart move by the big man. He's got that all iced up and strapped up as he will look to rest out the rest of today's game, but put in a good shift while he was on the floor, but just got fouled later on in the third quarter. And yeah, seemed to turn that left ankle, was hobbling for a little bit and went straight to the bench, but he'll finish up with 13 points and 6 rebounds. So he certainly played his part in helping Jordan towards a potential win here today. Oh, a big jumper to get the fourth quarter underway for India. That one from Hafiz. Hussain now back into the game for Al-Najdawi. Abbas. Kicks it out to Al-Hendi. Al-Hendi had a hot hand in the first half. Looked like he was traveling quite a bit there, Al-Hendi. Nothing called though, but shot clock violation for Jordan anyway. Sideline ball for India. Here's the jumper from Hafiz. Little elbow line stroke for him. Rawat now comes back to the top. India will slow it down as Jordan looked to almost drop into a zone defense. Step back jumper, Hafiz. Back-to-back jumpers for him. And a little wry smile on his face as well, rightfully so. 11 points now for Mominbek Hafiz, alongside 5 assists. Struggled early on. He's only 4 from 10 from the field, but maybe he's finding his form now. Stripped away. Big plays at both ends of the floor for Hafiz. As Ibrahim comes back into the action, Karmash goes to the bench. Ibrahim now inbounds to Abbas. And that is a textbook out-of-bound play for Jordan. And Abbas picking up an easy 2. Takes his tally up to 11 now. Hafiz now to Mina. Mid-range 2 for the big man. Rattles around and out. Rawat mixing it up in the paint and gets his reward. And you have to love the fight that Matic asked for from this Indian team. They have delivered in this second half. He asked them to go out and battle. That's what they've given, and an offensive foul will be called on Hussain. Turnover, possession given to India. And what a second half here for India. They have outscored outscored Jordan 31-22 in the second half. Hafiz trying to utilize the heat he's feeling right now, and he nails the 3 the second time. Wow. What would this game look like if India had turned up like this in the first half? India trail still by 30 though, 55-85 in favour of Jordan. Hussein wrestling down low. Mina's going to get called for the foul. And that is just veteran play from Hussein. It's just the line that he runs, the footwork to open himself up to seal down, but that's the big play. Moenbeek Hafiz nailing the three. He's had a strong start to this final quarter, 7 points already. Ibrahim to inbound it for Jordan. Lob pass to Abu Hawass. Kicks it out. Al-Hendi will drive the baseline. Off the glass, doesn't get the roll. Where's the rebound going? Al-Hendi grabs his own rebound and Jordan will go again. It's a poor pass by Ibrahim. Stripped away by Singh. Out in transition, Hussein with the rejection for Jordan. Ibrahim skipping his way through for the two. Just an issue with the clock. Just going to ask that one to be reset back out. I think the shot clock started straight away. It's going to reset back out to 24 for India. There's the defense from Hussein. As, we wipe out a cameraman. Good to see he's all okay though, back in the game. They made it tough stuff, the cameramen, that's for sure. Just waiting for the clock changes to be made that the officials have requested, and I think we're good to go. And we are a little over 7 minutes to play. Apologies again that the graphics are having some issues here. The score is 55 to India, 87 to Jordan. Rebound by Hussein. Jordan really opening up a huge lead in the first half and almost sitting back and trying to coast their way to the final buzzer. Ibrahim slides in, and that's a tough scoop shot from Freddie Ibrahim. Such an awkward way to him at times, and it's tough to defend the way he plays the game. Muthukrishnan hands it back off to Singh. Rawat now. India patient. Muthukrishnan for three. That's an air ball though. Mina grabs it down, but shot clock is down to 2. Oh, what a pass inside Hafiz! My goodness me. He must have seen that one in slow-mo to pick the pass to Mina for the 2. Ibrahim almost has it stolen away. Instead it opens up for him. Hussein, he'll put the 3 ball up. Rebound by Muthukrishnan. Rawat, travelling violation, is it? No, it's the foul. Hussein called for the foul. Rawat will head to the line for 2 shots. Here's the vision by Hafiz. Look at that pass. That is millimetre perfection from Hafiz. And Mina with the finish. And I have been impressed by Mina in this game. Really has stepped up. 10 points for Piyush Mina. 4 rebounds as well. Rawat now at the line for 2. Has struggled a little today. Prashant Rawat, just 3 points to his name, averaging over 10 a game in the 2 qualifiers that he's previously played in. Abu Hawass for 3, pulled at that one a little, and that's another travelling violation to be called on Rawat. He is having a tough night at the office as Coach Matic lets him hear about it. Sideline ball now for Jordan. They lead by 41 points, sorry, 31 points. Ibrahim doesn't use the screen from Hussein. Tries to run a little pick and roll with him though, but the defense just manages to get a foot in the way of that pass. Baseline ball for Jordan. Mohamed Shea can't hold on to it. Mina left with point guard responsibilities. Not sure he wanted them. Instead, they'll shoot the three. That one's a little off target, though. As Tucker brings it up over the half, fakes the three. Hussein now with a double team. He'll go baseline. Has it batted away, but it will still be Jordan ball. There's the spin move along the baseline, leaving Mina in his dust. Abu Hawass back to the bench for Jordan. Might not see him again today. Tucker for three. Nails the three. Dar Tucker. Only played 19 minutes, but up to 12 points now, Dar Tucker. 4 rebounds, 5 assists as well. Tucker averaging over 20 points and 7 rebounds a game. In these qualifiers, the high for him was 31 against New Zealand, but almost every game he has hit double digits. 7 out of the 8 qualifiers prior to today's game, make it 8 out of 9 now. Will be an Indian ball on the sideline. 4:59 left on the game clock. India certainly have gained some credibility in the second half here. Jordan really just put them to task in the first, but India have really fought back, shown some real steel. Off the glass, miss, rebound for Jordan. As Hussein drags another one down. His 5th rebound of the game. Ibrahim, Euro step, batted away though. Mina stayed with that one all the way. Singh is going to be fouled by Mohamed Shea. And India won the third quarter 25-12. They're winning this fourth quarter 12-9, and these are the kind of challenges that Coach Matic will be setting this young team. Mina now hands it off. Gets it back. Free throw line jumper for the big man. No joy. Tap back. No good for Muthukrishnan, but they're going to fight back, and Muthukrishnan just sacrifices his body to the hardwood for an extra possession. Hafiz, too heavy. Another rebound. Rawat has it batted away though, and you have to respect, if not love, the hustle that India are bringing right now to the floor. They may be down by 34 points, but they are not backing down. They are going to fight every last second of this game. Ibrahim trying to find some space, draws the foul instead of Mina. It's going to be on the floor. You see Ibrahim working hard to create the space. The screen from Hussein is what caused India problems there, forcing Mina into the switch, which he didn't want, and now he'll have to head to the benches. In the game comes Aryan. Aryan wrestling down low with Hussein. Nice pass by Hussein. Big rejection by Hafiz from behind though. Muthukrishnan will pick out the pass. Back the other way. Rawat for the score. And India continue to impress. They continue to fight here in Bengaluru. Winless in these qualifiers, but they are not going to whimper out. They are going to fight every last second of every last game. Razai puts the three up. Hussein's going to be called for the foul. There's the rejection by Hafiz. And there's the score by Rawat at the other end of the floor. And Coach Matic will be buoyed by what he has seen here from his team in the second half. Rawat now hands it off. Muthukrishnan back to Arian. Arian elbow line jumper. Not this time for the big man. Arian, one of those players that they can develop him if they can turn him into his potential. Could be a real phenomenal superstar. Stands 2 meters 18. Ibrahim step back three. Slaps that one off the glass as Jordan's play in this second half has become loose to say the least, and Coach Al-Sous will not be happy. He will be questioning his team's intensity. Double dribble called there on Sandhu. Jordan's lead still 32 points, but they really haven't looked anywhere near the team they did in the first half here in the third and fourth quarters. Bazai, another three ball goes up, and he was hot in the first half. He's ice cold in the second. Arian fed inside to him, but couldn't hold on to the pass. Tucker, easy two in transition. Sandhu over the shoulder to Arian. Arian is rejected by Hussein. Knocked to the floor. Bazai, easy off the glass, but doesn't get the score, and the game is really, all the structure has fallen out of the game right now. We're in the final 2 minutes, but neither team really playing to their potential as India try and chase as hard as they can, and you just have a feeling Jordan want this game to be done. Foul will be called on Arian as he gets into a tussle with Hussein. Hafiz with the little shot fake. Needs to make those kind of plays, but can't. Sandhu heads to the bench for India. Hussein will go all the way to the other end of the floor, I think, for the score, for the shots. But we're going to have a timeout from Coach Matic. 1 minute 37 left on the game clock. Let's head into his huddle. Hear what he wants to do in the last 97 seconds.
Better rhythm, that is, try to do something. That is the control. Now he play alone because nobody move. We don't know chess. We don't know chess. No chess call. Call open. Call thumb. Call thumb 4 or thumb 5. 5 side. Call. Just fight in a defense. You are take 5 men. You are take 4 men. Fight immediately. You are out. If I see that you are not playing immediately, you are out. I ready.
Coach Matic asking his team to fight to the very end of the game. And that is what they're getting from these games. They're getting battle hardened. They're improving every possession. As we see, Al-Dawiri picked up an injury in that third quarter, sitting next to Zaid Abbas, who didn't suit up today, but did travel with the team. And Al-Dawiri just resting that left ankle. 90 seconds left in this game. Ibrahim in possession inside to Hussein, and an easy score. And that is bread and butter for Jordan. Al-Hendi trying to steal it away, but can only bat it out of bounds. Hafiz inbounds it now to Muthukrishnan. One of the stars of the game here for India. 16 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists for Arvind Muthukrishnan. Hafiz. That's a tough play by Muthukrishnan, but the defense is even tougher from Hussein, and it looks like Muthukrishnan has some cramp, and Jordan go the other way. Al-Hendi goes to the floor holding his right ankle, and injuries across the board right now. Oh, but the three from the corner pocket is good for Muthukrishnan, but Al-Hendi's on the floor, crumpled in a heap. Looked like another potential ankle injury for Jordan. As Muthukrishnan gets the 3 ball. There's the shot at that end. Razai with the rebound. We see Muthukrishnan trying to stretch out, but it's at the other end of the floor that the big problem is. As Al-Hendi looks in considerable pain right now. He's going to be helped to his feet. But I wouldn't imagine Coach El-Sous will keep him in the game. He'll head to the bench. Yeah, he's being helped to the bench by his teammates and the coaching staff. Oh, yeah, there you go. That is a nightmare for a basketball player. Coming down on someone else's foot and just a little flip of the ankle. It didn't look to go too far, but you just never know what potential damage can be done. Looks like he can put some weight on it though, so hopefully it's not too serious for Al-Hendi. 40 seconds now on the game clock as Jordan look to secure what will be their 5th win out of 9 games. Their spot at the World Cup confirmed earlier today when New Zealand beat Saudi Arabia. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's the foul. Take your pick on which aspect of that play you want to call the foul on, but it's going to send Ibrahim to the line for shots, and Freddie Ibrahim quietly has taken himself up to 21 points now. His best performance in these qualifiers. Averaging just 9 points a game, but 22 and 13 assists. Freddie Ibrahim really is developing into one of the best point guards in the Asia region. On his day, definitely up there with the best for sure. Hafiz now to Nayak. Batted away by Karmash, and that's what Coach El-Sous wants to see. He wants to see players come in and fight for each possession. And a timeout is called. 14.6 seconds to go. Coach Matic wanting to try and make the most of every last possession his team has. Clearly the result here is decided, but Coach Matic wants to draw something up to run in the last 14.6.
3 men will coming out. Moin, if you receive immediately shot, and then if you're nothing, you are dribbling around, and then look Moin or give a here or here shot. Look Moin in
No real surprise. Coach Matic just trying to get some final instructions in place. See if his team can just learn something, develop just slightly in every possession they have. India sideline possession. Hafiz way downtown for 3, too heavy. The ball will fall back to Karmash, and they'll close out the game now. A workmanlike display here from Jordan. A very impressive first half, but India fought back in the second half, and they will take a lot from today's game as Coach Matic goes down to the Jordan bench to shake hands. A couple of injuries for Jordan. Al-Hendi is one, and Al-Dwairi is another, but Coach Matic will take plenty from today's game. But the final score here in Bengaluru is India 63, Jordan 98. Jordan on their way to the World Cup later this year. Always a tough proposition, but you can see that Jordan are going to enjoy it. Although it wasn't the win that secured them the World Cup berth, they will be at the World Cup later this year. And there's the celebrations. The team are going to enjoy themselves now. They have booked their flights. They have booked their place at the big show. They will be at the 2023 FIBA World Cup. A tough qualification process for Jordan, but a rewarding one. This is game win 5 for them out of 9, a 5-4 record, as they'll head into their final game of the qualifiers as they travel to the Philippines for a game on Monday, 6 o'clock tip-off local time for that one. As for India, they'll be back on this floor on Monday, a 3:30 p.m. local time tip-off against Saudi Arabia. Neither of those games affect qualification, as the 4 teams progressing from Group E will be Lebanon, New Zealand, Philippines, and Jordan. Jordanian players are certainly going to enjoy themselves as they lift Coach Al Sous to the ceiling, the mastermind behind their back-to-back World Cup qualification. Here are some of the top plays from that second half of action, as Jordan look to try and lock out the win here, but you have to give a lot of respect to India in that second half. They actually won the second half. They outscored Jordan 25-20 in the third quarter, and then 17-15 in that final quarter, but the damage was already done. Jordan had looked phenomenal in the first half, and it was just too much really for India to fight their way back into the game. Jordan's eyes will now be on the World Cup later this year. India, they'll look to close out their qualification campaign with a win on Monday against Saudi Arabia, but their eyes will then shift towards qualification potentially for Asia Cup. But what a game we've had here, some big performances. Leading all scorers, Freddie Ibrahim with a double-double, 21 points, 13 assists, also had 5 rebounds. 3 other players in double digits for Jordan. Al-Dwairi had 13 points and 6 rebounds before he picked up an injury early in the third quarter. Hashem Abbas has 11 points and Bazai had 10. As for India, well, the second half was certainly brighter than the first, and some stars shone through. Muthukrishnan leads their scoring with 19 points, including 5 from 12 from downtown. He had 4 assists, 4 rebounds and 3 steals as well. 2 other players in double digits. Hafiz ended up with 14 points and 6 assists. And the big man, Mina, had 10 points as well as 4 rebounds. One more game in the qualifiers for both of these teams, and although it won't affect qualification, those games should still be very, very interesting. Jordan taking the trip across to Manila to take on the Philippines on Monday, whilst India will welcome Saudi Arabia here in Bengaluru also on Monday. So just one place left to fight it out for in Asia in this final qualification window, and that's in Group F. Will it be Iran or Kazakhstan who pick up the 8th and final qualification spot for the World Cup later this year? If you want to tune into that, those games are on Sunday. Australia will take on Kazakhstan, China will take on Iran, and Japan take on Bahrain in Group F. But what a game we've had here. The final score, 63-98 in favour of Jordan, but that's the table as you see it. The top 4 teams in that table have booked their place at the World Cup. Philippines as host, Lebanon, New Zealand and Jordan as the top 3 teams in the group. Saudi Arabia and India, their World Cup hopes ended today, but still games available on Monday to enjoy. Here is who has qualified so far. 3 spots left in Europe, 5 in the Americas, 4 in Africa, but only 1 left open here in Asia. Will it be Iran or Kazakhstan? That will be decided on Sunday. Final score here though in Bengaluru is India 63, Jordan 98. A huge first half effort from Jordan was enough, but a fight back from India was impressive. A big win here, Jordan 98, India 63. Thank you so much for joining me.